I'm Gucci, man.
All right.
Let's jump off into it.
Let's jump into it, man. We back at it. Appreciate y'all coming out again, man. It's another episode of the Detox, the AA meeting, and that AA is again for Andre and Asante, or at ADV Cope as far as IG is concerned. ADV Cope is for Adamsville, Copeland.
That's it, bro.
Just letting the people know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And of course, my tag is 3031 Inc. on IG. Y'all make sure y'all follow us if y'all are not following already. Bigger than just Instagram though, man. If y'all have a chance, or if you're on YouTube, make sure y'all follow our YouTube page, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We got more content that we'll be dropping on there that you may not see on Instagram. So
that's real.
Let's jump into it, man. It's episode 2, man. Season 3.
Episode 2.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. There's some things, you know, I want to talk about. I know there's some things you want to talk about as well. Before we get into it, though, it's been a busy weekend, bro. Got to give a few shout outs this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Starting with my little cousin, Dante, very good.
I seen your post.
Doing this thing, man, in Coastal Carolina. Yeah.
Seen your post.
Doing this thing, man. He opened the game up first touchdown of the game against Buffalo. The boys end up pulling the win off. They got the W. So that's the important thing. I think they 3-0 right now. So
man, that's what's up, man.
Huge shout out to Dante, man, and all the other bad goods out there rooting them on. That was a dope thing. It's a busy weekend though, bro.
Busy weekend. Quick recap. Something I want to touch on real fast is the loss of Michael K. Williams.
Man, yeah, rest in peace, man.
Want to say rest in peace. If you guys never checked out his work, check his work out. Definitely strong character roles and pretty much anything you catch him in.
I would say strong character roles, and dude range was out of this world.
Most definitely.
His range was crazy, man. Like,
and he brought to each character, he brought a piece of himself, I believe.
I totally, you can almost see that struggle he was dealing with.
You can see that struggle, and,
sure.
And his characters really had inner struggle. Most of them had real inner struggles.
Yeah, indeed.
From probably one of his most famous roles, The Wire.
Man.
Probably to his most recent role, which
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. Big role, great.
Amazing job, bro. Amazing job in that role.
Whole cast.
And you know when you've lost, and I'm gonna touch on something when I speak on this. You know, even if you may not have been hip to him, like it was a lot of people that wasn't hip to Nipsey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Passing, like, but you know when a good person's passed, when that field that they were in is they're taking a blow. You know they take a blow.
The people that's in that circle,
exactly,
in that industry, when they really feel it.
I'm gonna go even further on that, right? Like you like to do, bring it down to a local level, right? Have you ever, like, you follow somebody, right? You and this person are good, right? But you see where they may have lost somebody close to them, right? Then you might have somebody else you following might post that same person. Like, damn, I don't know this cat from nothing in the world, but clearly he had a huge impact on my circle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just want to call that out, man. Like, it's nothing wrong with, even if you don't know that person, man, let your people know that's lost that being, man. Let them know, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know this cat, but this was my guy, like he was your guy, even though I don't know him. And rest in peace to him.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's a heavy statement.
For sure.
A heavy statement.
For sure.
So we'll move off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's not all gloom. One more thing though for the weekend.
Go ahead. For the weekend?
One more thing for the weekend, man. Last night I had the opportunity to watch Candyman, bro.
I'm gonna try to catch it tonight,
bro. Like, I know a lot. It's some people that have different views on the movie, right? I'm a movie buff. The movie to me was like super dope, man. Especially if you were familiar with the first Candyman movie back in the, what was it, 80s, late 80s, early 90s?
It probably was the 90s. I would think it's probably the 90s.
But man, listen, that movie was good, man. So we're gonna have to circle back around to it. Shout out to Thugger. Thugger hit me up and said that she didn't think it was that good. But me personally, I
thought it was dope.
I thought it was a dope movie.
We might need to have to start doing some lightweight movie
review. I think so, bro. Because we honestly, bro, that's one of our things.
That's our thing. Especially too when it's a black cinema.
Indeed.
Like that.
That support.
And Exactly, to support it. And that was actually a big movie for black cinema, for all cinema, period. It was the #1 movie, and it happened to just be a black cast. So
For sure.
you got to give them their props on that, man. You got to give them their props on that.
And one last thing before we move on, as far as the weekend and new things, man. We didn't have a chance to drop our teaser, our season teaser, you know, kind of talking to you guys about some new things that's been going on as far as this Detox family. Shout out to a new member of the team, man, my boy AZ. AZ with us right now, man. Shout out to AZ. What's good with you, bro?
And man, just supporting the black movement, that's all.
Man, we appreciate you. This
That's
is
our
the new
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, this is our Spike Lee, bro. He handling the visuals. He the visuals. Spike is the visuals, the director.
At any time, is the sofa's gonna be moving? You know, Spike like
Spike
moving,
do like the
moving sidewalks.
Now that's when you really doing your thing, bro. AZ. That's when you really doing your thing. When you got us floating.
I'm gonna look at the budget. We're gonna see what we're gonna do with it.
Well, we probably won't be able to do that.
Probably won't be able to do it, but that's Spike
Straight
thing,
up.
though. So shout out to Spike, shout out to AZ though.
Man, we appreciate you
Man
coming to
behind
the
the
team,
camera,
bro.
man.
Indeed, man. We
It's
looking
all
forward
love,
to the
all
season.
love.
Yeah.
Good look.
So with that being said, we're gonna jump off into these topics. I got one topic I want to throw out, personal to me, as far as the scenario that brought it about, and then we'll talk about the topic.
What you got, man? What's up?
My daughter, man, my youngest daughter. I got 2 daughters. Everyone should know.
You shout out to CC and Frog, man.
Shout out to CC and Frog.
Definitely.
My youngest daughter, she going by the name of Frog Mayweather this week.
Why, bro? What's going on?
She had to throw some hands, man.
Man, cut it out.
Yeah, my baby girl had a little disagreement, a little scuffle at school.
Straight.
And little girl, she had spoke to me about the little girl, a few weeks back.
She gave you a warning. She gave you a heads up.
She let me know she didn't like it. She didn't like the way she moved. She felt like she was a little too grown and kind of manipulating the other little girls in the class, and she said, I don't like it. They kind of clicking up and talking about people. She was like, Daddy, I don't like that. But she's like, I keep to myself. I told her, keep to yourself.
She didn't want none of that action coming in her direction.
Right.
If it was gonna come in her direction, she was gonna have to correct it. I see. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. And I told her, long as nobody put hands, touch you, then just brush it off. Don't worry about it.
What is your rule if somebody put their hands on? What's the understanding? Or what's
understanding at that point, then you're allowed to defend yourself.
I'm gonna tell you where I kind of went wrong. I probably made a lot of mistakes as a father, bro. But where I went wrong, I never wanted somebody to get a lick off on mine first.
You was like, if it looked like it's about to jump off,
if you feel that you might have to throw hands,
throw them first.
Go on and get yours off.
Now,
go on and get yours off.
You know what? My rule would probably, and this is definitely not the subject, but I kind of agree with you. I probably would agree with you if she was a little older.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you at this age.
But at this age, it's really not much can happen.
Right.
I wouldn't think at
That's
this age
like that.
Right.
I'm with you.
But as she get older, if that kind of situation arises, then hey, if you feel threatened, if you think it's about to something is about to happen, then if it's your best option to go ahead and do something first, then go ahead and do it.
Get it off, indeed.
Get it off.
So what ended up happening, bro?
So again, they got a little scuffle. She came home, I talked to her about it, and I wasn't mad at her. She explained everything, but the thing that kind of got to me that later on that evening, she was like, Dad, can we go to Publix in the morning? I want to get the little girl a snack.
Same little girl she got in the scuffle with.
Same little girl.
Wow.
And a little boy as well. She said, I think when we was fighting, I might have scratched his face.
He got a little bit of residual smoke.
Got a little residual smoke, secondhand smoke. It'll kill you too.
Sure will.
And so I was like, yeah, of course, we'll leave a little early tomorrow, and we'll go to Publix in the morning and get something. Let them get a snack, or
right.
You can get a snack for them. And it just made me think, like, I also asked her, I'm like, who told you to do this? She's like, nobody, I just wanted to do it. And it just made me think. I was like, man, my daughter, she a sweetheart. Like
Yes,
anybody that
indeed.
know her, my daughter is a sweetheart. And it just let me know, like, man, she has such a big heart. And it just made me think, like, a person, big hearts never lose, bro. And
That's a fact, bro.
Big hearts never lose.
That's a fact.
And for someone like that, like her, to be in your orbit and you not recognize it and realize the jewel that you have there and try to be a part of that, that's your loss. Also, if you got that kind of energy, in your team or in your group,
Right. Embrace it.
And if you do something to lose that, again, that loss is gonna be
huge loss.
that loss is gonna be heavy, because sometimes people come to that energy to feed off of it.
A lot of people do. It's a lot of takers out there.
Takers.
There's a lot of takers out there, and I think they almost will balance taking as much as they can until that person with the big heart is done with it.
Is
like,
done
man,
with
you know, I can't even do this no more.
And the heart's still there.
The heart's still there, but
And if you
I'm not
truly
gonna,
need
like
them,
you said, I'm not gonna allow you to feed off me.
I'm not
anymore.
gonna allow you to feed off me.
Man,
no
that's
more.
a huge point, man. I totally agree with you. I would also want to kind of tackle the opposite end, the other end of the spectrum on that. We talk about good-hearted people. You got some very negative-minded people as well. Negative-hearted people that don't even know that they're takers and don't even know that they're bringing negativity to a situation. Like they may call themselves realists or I'm just
honest.
Right, I'm just being honest. I'm just being real with you. I'm a realist, but in truth, their mind goes to a place that there's no positive outcome to it. Like the first opportunity that they have to make just any given situation. If you call your friend and you're telling your friend, "Hey, man, I had a hard day at work," you know, and their response is, "Well, you know, it be like that, man. Like you know, you might need to look for another job."
Right.
Or it be like that, you know, they might get the firing for it. Sound like somebody trying to fire you or something like that. They're giving you a level of negativity that wasn't even in your head in the beginning.
That you didn't
because
need.
they live their lives like that. That shit is the craziest thing to me.
I came to you. I voiced this to you not to make the situation worse.
You might say to me, "Man, I was on my way to work, man, and I blew a tire." If my response to you is, "Yeah, man, it's probably a bigger issue that caused your tire to blew. You might need to get another car."
Right.
Why am I unloading this
extra shit on
huge bundle of negativity on you? People just gotta realize,
bro, that's a real statement.
Yeah, man.
Somebody be quick to say on a scenario like that, it's time to get rid of that car anyway.
Right, there you go. There you go. They say shit like that and don't even realize how negative they're being. So going into 2022, bro, we are not about none of that. This is all about positive energy. People sage their houses down. You got to start saving your friendships and your family down too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's not that you necessarily got to get rid of somebody or stop communicating totally with them, but you got to play the people for the position they signed up for.
Oh man, this is good. This is good segue into one of my topics, bro. You don't mind me jumping the gun?
No, go ahead, because I'm done with the topic.
Okay,
I just say to that, you know, again, big hearts always win. So
big
for
hearts,
y'all
indeed.
people out there with the big hearts, I feel like I got one too. I feel like.
And even if I wouldn't say big heart, I would say I'm definitely a ray of positive energy. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely say that.
Definitely.
My segue though, right?
Go ahead, bro.
Talking about maybe friends or family members that, you know, these people, you know how to deal with them, you know how to handle them, right?
Right.
All right, so I had an epiphany, right, this past week based on some of my own personal situations, right? And I'm sure a lot of people have already come to this understanding, but it took me a long time to get this, right? But you know how you meet somebody, right? Let's say you're thinking about entering into a relationship with somebody, or you just meet a new person that you're bringing into your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now understanding or getting the fact that just because you're very close to somebody, whether it be a family member, best friend, all that good stuff, they don't automatically gain or they shouldn't automatically have access to you and your relationship with that person.
That's true.
We think about, like, generally meeting somebody, your first few thoughts are, man, when we get close, I'm gonna introduce this person to my mom, or I'm gonna introduce this person to my kids. And again, as far as kids, it's more like when your kids are grown, if you have grown children, right?
Exactly.
But your first thought is like, I'm gonna get close to this person, I'm gonna introduce them to this, I'm gonna introduce them to my best friend, I'm gonna introduce them to my circle of friends. That's kind of an automatic thought we have, right? I would venture to say now that it's totally okay for you to kind of play defense against your people if you know your people are toxic.
You mean your family and your
Most
friends
definitely.
keeping your new relationship?
Most definitely. If
Maybe
you
not
know,
even new.
Again, if you know your
That
people are
they're
toxic. If you got a homeboy that you know will try to bust your girl,
Definitely.
you don't need to introduce them.
You don't.
I don't care how close you are with your homeboy, but you know how he get down. You don't do that.
You don't do that.
If you have a kid that you know, again, and I would say for kids that are grown, if you know your kid is a bit toxic, they've never been able to accept you in a relationship outside of their direct parent, you don't owe them that introduction. You don't owe them that relationship. It's totally okay to play defense. And that's, bro, it was a hard thing for me to really understand and accept. Bro, I'm really.
But I think it's hard because just knowing your circle, you jam in your circle.
I jam in mine.
So
and it's so natural to me. It's so natural to me. Right.
So it's hard for you to feel like I got somebody else. I got a circle with somebody else that I rock with, but I can't bring them in my circle, my other circle.
Bro, listen though, when I say an epiphany, bro, I look at that completely different now, going forward, and not just due to recent situations, but even past relationships and situations. Like, it's just something that never clicked to me until now. Like, you don't necessarily got to do that. You don't have to invite them in to that point.
I'm very see. For me, now this is where we kind of differ. Cause I don't really invite people.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like you had that emotional understanding beforehand.
Yeah.
You knew how to keep that at a distance.
At least to a certain. Cause I can't say really like it's a toxicity within anybody that I deal with in my circle or whatever. I don't think anybody would kind of sabotage, or not necessarily sabotage.
They may not even realize that they're doing it though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So things could be toxic at times and they don't even know. It's not presenting themselves as being toxic. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's too late, it's too late.
That's true.
So and I think what happens too, you might meet somebody and might say, well, damn, I wonder why I never met her mom before. Or I wonder why I never met her circle of friends before. She has somebody in her circle of friends
that she don't want you to meet.
That she don't want you to meet because she know her circle of friends.
That's her.
Her mom may have an issue where she steals. She don't want you to meet her mom because she don't want her mom stealing from you. We got to learn how to respect that boundary that people put in front of us, man. So I just had to touch that piece, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, I had to touch that.
And what you just said made me think of it from a different end when you say when somebody, because at first I was thinking about it, me not wanting or you not wanting to introduce that person.
It's a two-way thing.
And that person, or you kind of feeling bad about not being able to do it.
No, it's a two-way thing though. That person should be able to respect if you've made that, if you've come to that understanding and you've made that determination that, hey, maybe I'll let them meet, but this is not going to be we hanging out every Sunday type of thing. Or you have the pathway to call and have your own personal relationship with this person. If somebody's made that decision, we gotta respect that. It's a two-way thing, man. But I do think it's important for some people, you know what I'm saying, based on your family dynamic or your dynamic with your friends, it's important to protect your relationship. So I just want to touch on that piece.
See how that would be hard for you.
I got a lighthearted question. I got a lighthearted topic now, just to kind of. Of course, I want to hear everybody chime in on that.
On that one,
let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a deep one. That
Indeed.
would definitely be great to hear comments.
Indeed on that.
Too.
Indeed on that. But this is a lighthearted one, right? In a sense, I want to know, AZ. I want you to chime in too on this one, right? What are your thoughts? Right, you're dealing with someone. What are your thoughts on? And just watch how I do this, okay? What are your thoughts on platonic relationships?
Wow.
You mean friends?
Platonic.
Yeah.
Platonic as in male and female. What's your thoughts?
So my thought,
Blanket thought, just your blanket thought. Are you good with it or no?
my blanket thought is I'm good with it, personally.
AZ, holla at me.
That one's tough.
That's a negative for you then.
You kind of answered it already, but let me hear what you think. Let me hear you out.
I mean, with platonic relationships, it just seems like it's kind of like I'm gonna put you on ice, and then like if the opportunity or the timing is right. And
so, hold on. So this is the point. Okay. So you're in a relationship, and your partner, your girl, has a. How do you feel about her having a platonic relationship with someone, and you vice versa? Is that okay? Are you giving the okay with that, or are you against it?
You know what? I'm cool with it. Just the fact being like, if she gonna go ahead and cheat, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is jealousy? What is kind of like acting all, you know, where you at and what you doing? I ain't really about that. But
right, most men are. I would say most men are.
I would say I would agree with you on that. I don't know if I totally agree, because I would say the same thing as AZ said, but I don't know if I totally really agree that that's the reason though.
Well, we can't call that. That's his call. But look,
no, I'm saying for myself too.
All right, so let's. I gotta take it. I gotta push the envelope a little bit further.
Yeah.
Okay.
This platonic relationship that you've agreed to, right? You find out that, and because your girl is transparent with you, she tells you that there was something
Before.
There's something that taken place with this person before. Are you still okay with it?
I'm still cool, depending upon the time frame.
Time frame was far before you.
I'm cool with it.
And she also tells you, look, it was really nothing serious. I would never see myself in a relationship with this person at all. It was strictly physical. It was strictly physical. There was nothing. Hold on.
My girl, now, future, whatever the case may be, I don't need you to ever talk to me like that.
No, but she's transparent with you. She's being honest with you.
Again,
she wants you to be
already
honest with
discussed.
her. Can you answer the question?
Are
you okay? She told you, listen, there is nothing you would ever have to worry about between me and this person. We just had a 6-month run. It was strictly physical. He did things for me and I did things for him.
Is she doing any kind of motions when she telling me this? Is she getting a little worked up or something?
She might have gone as far as to tell you there was nothing. No, to make you feel better about it, she's telling you. Hold on. She's telling you there was nothing. There was never any type of vaginal pleasure, vaginal penetration.
Okay.
So what's the problem?
First of all, she's already told me too much at that point.
All she did, it was just oral on her end to him. AZ, what's up, bro? Where you at? AZ, are you good? Are you okay?
I'm good, but I just want to say two things. You got 2 eyes, but you got 2 ears too. So obviously how she says it, kind of like the body language.
She's saying, listen, there was never anything, like he never penetrated me like that. I just gave him oral sex. And
I mean, I'm with Asante because I think this get a little too graphic. Like
but your girl wants to be transparent with you, though.
And that's totally fine. But honestly, if there's no need for future interactions with this person, I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Since then,
okay,
they've established like almost like truly a brother-sister relationship. Like honest, like since then.
My honest answer to that is I wouldn't care. First, I'm not gonna be with somebody that I feel like is gonna cheat on me. So if that's something that I feel I have to worry about, I
don't think that's really what you would kind of have to tackle with. I think what you're tackling with is the fact that your girl, you now have to
she used to do, which is doming a dude on.
You have to. That's what you're dealing with. It's not. You know your girl's not gonna cheat on you. That's not the case. But after this conversation, the next weekend, she told me, "Yeah, I talked to Gerald earlier today. You know, so and so and so." And the moment you're thinking about her talking to Gerald
about what?
No, just about he helped me with my tax. Gerald helped me with my taxes.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Like if she said I talked to Gerald, like about what?
And then when you meet Gerald, you might meet Gerald, and Gerald give you a grin. You know, what's up, man? What's up with you?
Man, get the fuck out.
All right, that was my lighthearted one.
Hey, that is kind of lighthearted, but again, though, really, I look at relationships like this in situations like when you say platonic.
Right.
I feel as though like I've been on Earth how long before I met a person? They've been on Earth how long before they met me? They acquired friends just as I've acquired friends.
Right. I get that.
I shouldn't have to ask you. You shouldn't have to ask me.
You would rather it be unsaid.
Right.
Right. Unsaid. She presents it as this is my friend and that's all it is at this point. You don't want to know the back history of.
I'm not gonna inquire about the back history. If you said
even if you got a vibe like around the two, you wouldn't inquire. Like there was just a vibe, or you thought, for example, I think we all know people that we're dealing with, right? We all know their types, right? You meet the homie, her homie, and the homie is her type to the point where this nigga looks nothing like you.
But you know that's her type.
But you know that's her type. There would never be an inquiry on your end. You would never say anything slick to try to find out.
I don't know. I don't. I've had that situation. Wifey had a close friend,
right,
that she had dealt with back in the day.
Right.
I never.
But she told you though.
Yeah, she told me.
That's different. That's different. The thing is, if you wanted to be to where you guys don't have to have that conversation, but you meet this person and you see, hey, this nigga look like the ideal person she would be with.
I think
you would never inquire. Is that your pride not inquiring, or what is that?
I think it's probably my pride not inquiring, but also too, if that situation arose, I think that person you're dealing with, if they chose not to tell
they also the guy is also making comments to you like, yeah, you know how that thing goes.
You got me fucked up.
Comments like that.
You got me.
Oh, but you know how Ashley get when she like that.
You got me fucked up. But it's possible.
But you wouldn't inquire. You wouldn't go that far to inquire.
I wouldn't just inquire just off of meeting someone.
Right.
Because I feel as though, if there's a relationship going on with you and a person you used to deal with, and y'all continue to have a relationship, like if you got a friendship with someone, and this is someone that you used to date, then I think you should say, like,
I agree.
I think that person should say, this is my friend. Hey, we did used to date XYZ however long ago. It's just a friendship now. It should, because to me, if I find out,
you wouldn't want to know the intricacies of
but then it seems like you were hiding it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think I brought the whole thing up to say I feel like, because I know myself, man, I got a lot of female friends, you know what I'm saying? Some that I'm like, are like literally like sisters to me now that we might have had a history in the past.
Right.
And I would hate that. I would hate for someone that enters my life to feel like it's anything more than that. You know what I'm saying? At this point, because like these are true, genuine relationships that I have now. You know what I mean?
Just in general, both of us though, not female friends that necessarily I dealt with,
right?
Or you dealt with, but like the majority of the people that we deal with.
But it's like a woman can kind of almost smell it out. Though. They can smell it out when you
Of course, they
You know
can
what I'm
smell it
saying?
out, but you still should respect the fact that, you know, I have friends and they're of the opposite. Like, I think it's kind of hard to understand when you're in a relationship and that other person, realistically, almost 90% of their friends are of the opposite sex.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's heavy.
And they may not be able to comprehend being friends with the opposite sex because maybe they never really had an opportunity to be friends with the opposite sex without there being something wanting, you know, some type of desire on one of the other parties' end.
Do you really know somebody unless you been with them like that though?
You don't really know them, not in and out.
What else you got for us, bro?
So
what else you got for us?
we'll chop some of that down, I'm sure.
Indeed.
But that's a great topic though.
Yeah.
That's a great topic. That's something that I feel like a lot of
Transparency is the key though. If you're with somebody that's transparent, that's gonna let you know it all, these type of conversations happen.
I'm not with full transparency at all.
You've mentioned that before.
But I do feel as though certain things needs to be disclosed. You know what I'm saying? If I have a friend that's a female and I have a girlfriend, if that female friend was someone I used to date, it's respect. I need to let her know, hey, this is my friend. We used to go out.
She might have a tattoo of you on her somewhere.
She could. She might be able to give you some pointers.
We're gonna move along. Got another question for the fellas right quick. Another question for the guys, right? I saw this online. We talked about this on a previous season. I think the question was, do you feel like you're a good catch? We talked about that before, right? Previously, remember that?
When we date ourselves.
When we date ourselves.
Same concept.
I'm gonna push it
somewhere.
further. Do you feel as if you guys are husband material? We think about women being marriage material all the time. Is she wifey material? Could you say that you are a husband material?
I would say this, because I've been one.
That doesn't mean you were husband material because you were one.
You're right. Also, not only answering the question, you may need to understand what do I consider husband material.
Husband material.
No, so to answer the question, do I think I'm husband material? I would say yes. I would say yes. Definitely at this point, I would say yes. AZ,
holla at me. What you think, bro?
Yeah, I know I'm husband material.
You know for a fact.
Oh yeah, you got to be confident with it. It comes with obviously you kind of putting in work, going through your experiences, but you eventually kind of figure it out. Okay, don't do this. You should do this. You know, like Asante said, kind of being upfront instead of finding out stuff. But that just comes with age. Which baffles me.
I think that's what you just said. A lot of that comes with age.
But I will say this though, it confused me even when I was younger how people, you know, like high school sweethearts, and then as soon as they get out of high school, it's like we got to get married, we got to just grow up so fast.
That goes to his first point. Like, what is your understanding of what husband material are? You know, would be.
Some people might think it's just I make money so I can take care of the bills. I'm husband material.
That bleeds into my answer, right?
Okay.
I am not at this point in this stage of my life. I'm not husband material. I'm a great catch.
You know,
amazing
I may
guy.
want to retract mine.
No, don't do that.
Because I might be the same.
I'm an amazing guy. I'm a great catch. I have, I'm not too shabby. I'm not too shabby. Some decent things going on in my life, right? But I do equate a husband or husband material being, I guess, in a space where he can take care of his household fully. And this goes into another thing. You know, we could circle back on that, right? Mm-hmm. But this goes into another, and I guess my last topic. I had a lot of time to think over the past week. Right? My last topic is this, right? You and your woman live together, right? Should a man take care of all the responsibilities in the house, or do you believe in a 50-50 split? 75-25 split? She take care of the bills, you take care of the mortgage. What's your thoughts on that, fellas?
My take on it would be, I don't think each person will be equal in the relationship as far as finances. Normally, one person is going to make more than the other one. I think it should be fair based upon whatever the finances are. You know, if I'm bringing home $20,000 more than my wife, you know, I wouldn't expect her to split the bills with me down the middle.
What if you bringing in $20K less than her?
Then she shouldn't expect me.
But you did all that tricking to get her. Not taking it personal. Don't take it personal.
No, I'm not. But
I'm trying to keep it a
good
buck
point.
here, right?
That's a good point.
You did a lot of tricking to get her and keep her. Now it's time to move in the same household. How are you managing that? Do you feel like at this point now we need to? So, and I say it to say this, and this is the reason why I guess I'm not necessarily, I feel like I'm not husband material right now. My mindset has always been, yeah, I can take care of all the bills. Me taking care of all the bills would only get us this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be fine with
this,
right? Or we can collaborate together. We can double this. Like I've always had that mindset. I've always had the mindset of why would we just do this when we could do so much more if we collaborated together. Like I've always wanted more.
That's a great mindset. But unfortunately,
they want it all.
It depends on the woman.
It depends. It does depend on the woman.
Are you an old school type of girl? Are you a new age? Anything you can do, I can do better. It always comes down to, is it going to be a partnership?
I don't want no woman like that. I'm gonna tell you.
With like what?
Anything you can do, I can do better. Because it's not a competition to me. I'm not trying to. I don't need to try to outdo you. I don't need you to try to outdo me. We just need to be the best we can be together.
There's a new age of women that really feel that they're bringing a table to a table, right?
And that's
I
cool.
think that's what he's speaking on. So that's cool, not your issue.
No, that's not my issue.
But you don't want her to throw that back in the face of what's going on with y'all.
Yeah, like we're in this together. So
right.
Don't come to me. Well, I can do this, or I can get something better than what you got.
Right.
And
see, my thing is, that's cool. Let's get that together.
Then right.
Let's get it together. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a competition.
Or free me up to where I can do the type of things that I know you would like, other than me just being tied down by all the responsibilities of the house.
All the responsibilities of the house, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I would love to hear a female's opinion on this. I'm sure it's women out there that would love to just be taken care of. I just want to know if they got, it's some out there that would just have a heart to.
If I had the ability to do it, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind doing it. But that also would, again, I wouldn't do it, and it's taking everything I got to do it though.
This is my point though.
Yeah. I'm not about to do that. It's taking all my time and my money to be able to.
Let's say you making 80 to 100K a month, which is now, I guess, not a month, I'm sorry, a year. That's now, they calling these, what are they calling these men now? High value or high value man, whatever your boy Kevin Samuels are calling these guys now.
Yeah, okay.
High value man, right? You making 80 to 100K a year, right? You got a $500,000 home, right? Couple cars, you're paying your wife's car note, all this, right? By the time all this is taken care of, any tricking that might be done on the side. Anyway, let me scratch that piece. Scratch that piece.
We might not edit it out.
You may or may not. But no, by the time all this is being taken care of, you still taking care of your mom or your people, your close people.
Yeah.
You are exhausted. That 80 to 100K is exhausted.
And bro, I'm not even just talking financially exhausted. I'm talking, is it costing me too much physical exhaust too? Like, how hard am I working to make sure all of this stuff taken care of, whereas I can't now be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor?
Man, let's go one piece further, and then I'm gonna leave this shit alone. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. Let's go one piece further. AZ mentioned this. Old school women, old school value women, right? Like our grandmothers, right? They stayed home, Husbands pretty much paid all the bills. They might have turned their checks over to their wives to do it, but they paid all the bills themselves, right? Here's the issue with that piece that I think women today don't think about, right? That went on back in the day. What also went on back in the day, granddad had another family across the way, like 2 blocks down.
Real close.
Real close. He had a whole nother family. He felt he could do that because he was taking care of everything.
He handed his finances over to his spouse who took care of the home. He felt as though he did his part for that house. He might not even took care of the kids. Like, not.
This is the truth.
Financially, he did, but
never changed a diaper in his life.
Never washed a dish.
Never washed a dish in his life. Food was ready for him when he got home. Food was ready for him in his other house. You can't. What if you couldn't have one without the other? I think women want it all.
You want to sign up for the first part of it. But what also goes along with the first part of it, and it's true to this day. Like, men feel as though, realistically, if I'm doing all of this, it gives me the right to also indulge however I choose to indulge.
That's true.
I think we touched on a few things that actually should spark some great conversation.
I think so too, man. This was a good show. I mean, good. You know, I gotten a lot out of this one, man.
Right. And I'm gonna play with the topics and maybe put some posts out where you can just read the topic and feed off the comments, or put your comments straight into that as well after watching the video. So we'll do a couple of things to get the feedback on it. But as always, man, we want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Man, indeed, bro, indeed. This was again, we opening up more and more each show we go. If you guys are noticing some of the changes, man, again, the music backdrop is different. Shout out to our new producer on that.
New producer.
I'll reveal his information a little later, man. I'm just super excited about that plug too. So
for real.
Huge appreciation towards him on that. And AZ again, appreciate you joining the team, my brother.
Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
Gang.
But as always, man, thank you guys for tuning in to Detox.
Indeed.
Till next time, which won't be a long time. We'll be dropping season 3, episode 3.
Don't be scared to leave those comments, man, and get at us, man. Let us know what y'all feel about how the show went. The topics that we talked about, if y'all think we're shying off about touching into, deeper topics, let us know, man. We here for it all. Like, this platform we're trying to put together is
and we got something.
We got something for sure.
Also, too, if it's a topic you want to hear, man,
indeed.
Like we might just do an episode where it's just all user topics. I'm for that. But they gotta drop that in the DM or get at us. Maybe we'll do something so we can get those questions, and we'll just take user questions.
I'm all for that, man. Indeed.
Anyway, much love, everybody. Signing off. Detox AA me at ADV Code at 3031 Inc.
For real.
You guys have a wonderful rest of your week.
Peace.